I killed them all the women and all the children. You killed all of them? Well, I didn't get him.
Welcome back, folks. I'm always on the lookout for some interesting thing to build into some other thing, and I found this Batman blind pack. Here's a terrible shot of the little menu, who you get here. One in there on the end is Clayface, which this video is about. But I do have the box here, so let's go ahead and take a look. Use that box or something else later. Cute little cat girl, classic Riddler, and Killer Croc. Well, let's get on to the build. As I was editing this, it dawned on me that as a child in the 80s and 90s, yes, I'm showing my age, shut up, there was a trope in all kinds of television shows, and when I say all kinds, I mean fantasy, hero, drama, comedy. It was everywhere, and this trope, quicksand, yeah. I kind of thought that'd be a bigger problem when I grew up. I figured any given park, local park down the street, national park walking around, there might be quicksand, but there was not. And when I say this was everywhere, I mean everywhere. Dramas like Chips, or Wonder Woman, The Incredible Hulk, Gilligan's Island. It's ridiculous. Go ahead and check it out.
Okay, so put some of those big rocks on there with some super glue. Give it a nice little interesting spine there. I brushed off and used a toothpick to pick off the face here so we could paint that. And then if you wanted to, make it more interesting still, you could of course take some toothpicks and give some spikes, or even make spikes bigger on that mace. So we're going to go ahead and move on to paint job. So we're going to get him a base coat. So a little bit of that zenithal overall gray, and then not a white, but a kind of tan from the top. So we're going to get out, it's a light mocha color, kind of a fleshy tone, and a dry brush palette, makeup brush I bought cheap somewhere. And we're just going to, there's already paint there in the cap, so we're just going to use that rather than have to do much else with it. Load up the brush. Until you're happy with how much paint it's leaving. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then we're just going to give some color here. To some detailing on that face a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I got too much water in that mouth, so I'm picking it up with the brush and depositing that on a piece of paper towel, so I can get that proper amount in there. So we're going to take some burnt sienna and a little bit of paint water, and then just mix up a little bit of a wash. We're not looking for anything too much pigment. You see that dirty water and a little bit of that burnt sienna. So we're just going to take and add cracks, kind of the deep areas, anywhere you want a detail to pop that isn't popping. And then if that's still a little too strong for your liking, just dip that brush in the water and go back and it'll thin that out a little bit more. So I feel like you could do a few different things here. If you were wanting to more or less do this exact thing, just change out the paint scheme, you could do this in blues and whites and have it be some sort of ice monster or frost monster. And if you wanted, you can just take and blot some back out. Just sort of the same principle as dry brushing. You're just picking up the moisture off the stuff that's high enough for you to grab easy, and it leaves some pigment. Oh yeah, don't forget to do the ground there. It's all supposed to be the same kind of ground.
Size comparison with a Reaper's Bone figure. Hey folks, YouTube is changing. All of us content creators could use the help with the subscribe and like, a share. See you next time. Have a great day.